And the Freeport Yellowjackets take the field to open the 2025 Yellowjacket season here at Freeport Athletic Stadium. I'm Bob Booterbaugh. Alongside me is my son, Jackson Booterbaugh. We're excited to bring you the opening game of the Yellowjacket season here against the Indiana football Indians. So tonight on a warm night, warm Friday night for football, we're going to get to see the Yellowjackets take on a team they opened the season with last year, beating Indiana at Indiana last year. And I believe a game, Jackson, that was at about a score of, I think it was 30-7 for that first game of the season last year. The Yellowjackets topping that one off. The Yellowjackets, as we know, were a playoff team last year, beating Mount Pleasant, but falling to Central Valley in the WPIAL playoffs last year. Had a record of 8-4. The Indiana Indians had a season to forget in 2024, finishing with a record of 1-9, 0-5 in their conference. They are under their second season under head coach Mark Zielinskis. Coach Zielinskis, Mark Zielinskis for the Indiana Indians is in his second season. As we know, head coach for the Freeport Yellowjackets, Coach Gaylott, very seasoned veteran head coach here for the Yellowjackets. We're excited to see what he brings for this season in 2025. Out there for the coin toss for the Yellowjackets was Captain Drew Ross, Cole Troutman, looked like Wade Patoshnak, and I believe Dawson Gaylott, but I'll confirm that after the team gets their quick prayer, pregame prayer in, and then the Yellowjackets are going to take the field. One of the things we're excited, I know Jackson, you talked about it in the lead up to the game. Talked about the excitement around senior quarterback Drew Ross. We know, the family very well. Drew, certainly a year-round quarterback, plays a lot of football. Also a very good lacrosse player for Freeport, but plays a ton of football year-round. And this past offseason has been no different for Drew. And we're excited to see what he can bring for the Yellowjackets. Leading the way here in 2025. Yellowjackets kicker Judah Thompson, number 24, will kick off for the Yellowjackets. Back deep for Indiana. Looks like I'm going to have to get some binoculars for this season, Jackson, because these old eyes are failing me a little bit. It looks like number 5, Jace Brocious, is back deep for the Indians, but I cannot see who's back there with him. Thompson kicks the ball deep. It's going to be taken by one of the upbacks, number 2 for the Indiana Indians, and he's going to split the defense and take the ball all the way to midfield. Going to be marked at the Yellowjacket 49-yard line, so the Yellowjacket defense is going to have to defend their own territory in the first drive of the season. Oh, looks like the ball is going to be sparked right at midfield. So 1st and 10 for Indiana at the 50-yard line here to start the drive. At quarterback for Indiana, you've got sophomore, number 18, Jason Strack. Calls his own number there on the first play of the season. Picks up 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5 for Indiana. Ball spotted at the Yellowjackets 45-yard line. I do believe that last captain was linebacker, as you'll see out there on the field, number 23, senior Dawson Gaylott. Strack, quarterback for Indiana, takes the snap and keeps it himself, calls his own number and picks up maybe a couple on the play. It's going to be a yard pickup for Indiana. Ball spotted at the Yellowjackets 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 for the Indians. Strack back under center. Behind him, Elijah Thompson, senior running back for the Indians, but Strack calls on number 11, Tyler Nelson, for the completion and the first down, just enough to move the chains there for the Indians. Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line of the Yellowjackets. Yellowjackets defense not happy about giving up that first down of the season, but it's going to be a long year. That'll happen quite a few times throughout the year. Strack hands off to Thomas. And Thomas picks up a few on the play. Going to be second down and about, it's going to call it a long 5 here as the officials mark that ball. And it looks like, going to be 2nd and 5. Indiana gets to the line quickly. Strack back under center. Thomas behind him as the single back in a wing T formation or wing formation there. Number 7, Roman Jones, the ball carrier for Indiana.
Tripped up by number 2, Bryson Pega, saving a lot of yardage there with open grass in front of him.
Really nice tackle, staying home by Pega on that play. Strack back under center. Keeps it himself and tries to get outside. Initially tripped up there by Dawson Gaylott, but there is a flag on the play, and I'm going to believe it's in the area of holding Jackson, but let's wait for the officials to give us their call. I see the early indication from the official who threw the flag. Going to be a hold against Indiana, and that's going to back them up behind the chains. They'll replay third down. So that's going to be 3rd down and 14 for Indiana. Just what the Jackets needed. Puts those talented pass rushers on the edge. Pega already with a tackle in the game, one of those talented pass rushers. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down and long. Ball looks like it was batted at the line of scrimmage. Wade Patashnak may have got a hand on it, but regardless, ball batted at the line of scrimmage. Strack's pass falls incomplete. Looks like Indiana's going to send that punting unit out and try and pin the Jackets back deep for their first offensive possession of the year. Back deep for the Yellowjackets. We've got number 2, Bryson Pega, as the up back and back deep. Number 33, star running back for the Yellowjackets, Amos Glenn, and they kick it away from him. I wouldn't kick to him either. And it looks like the Jackets are going to take over with the ball spotted right at the 16-yard line. Jackson, certainly the Jacket defense made a lot of the right plays in that opening series. A really nice play by Pega, on the outside, staying home, making sure that that motion coming back around from the wing back or the up back from in that Indiana offense didn't fool Pega, and that allowed after the penalty to put him behind the sticks. Jackets defense stiffened, and now they take over on offense. Hand off to Amos Glenn, takes it between the tackles. Short pickup on the first down run by Glenn. Pickup of 2 yards is going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Yellowjackets. Getting that call in from the sidelines. Several Jackets to watch here in the 2025 season that we're excited about. We'll talk about a lot of them during the game tonight. None probably more important than the signal caller, Drew Ross, who sees the snap fumbled, gets past him, picks it up, and tries to turn what could have been terrible into just a very short loss on the play.
Yeah, bad snap there from the center, but great yards picked back up by Drew.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a miscommunication. I don't know if Drew was quite ready for the snap. It was a bit to his, as Drew's looking at the offensive line, a bit to his right. So, yeah, from this angle, it certainly appeared to be a difficult snap for Drew to be able to handle. In the shotgun formation, sidecar to his left, and Glenn, he motions him out to the right. 3 wide receivers now to that side. Motions Glenn back across the formation and throws out to his tight end, number 7. Chase Flynn got his hands on the ball, but wasn't able to bring it in. Certainly was open on the play. I think he's going to want that one back. But Flynn certainly has some good hands. Ross is going to trust him a lot more times this season, and we're going to see a lot more of those connections completed than not. So, but this one resulting in an incompletion forces the punt. Judah Thompson out for the Yellowjackets to punt. Punt is away, almost blocked. Ball bounces at the 42-yard line, picked up by Indiana and brought down almost immediately. Tackle made by Luke Sellinger. Very nice tackle on the play. Apologies, I heard the in-stadium call on that. It might have been Kaysen Barker with a play on there as well. I thought it was Luke, but as I mentioned, these old eyes have some trouble. Handoff initially to look like quarterback did keep it, Strack, and he's going to pick up very close to first down yardage. Strack really testing the edges of this Yellow Jacket defense. You know, they really run that read option, RPO style where, I don't even want to call it RPO because it's really just kind of a read option. Quarterback can keep it himself or, hand it off to senior running back Elijah Thomas. Thomas has picked up a few nice runs already, and we've seen Strack decide to keep that ball a couple of times. This one goes to Thomas. Thomas close to first down yardage. Looks like he might have the first down. We're seeing a signal from the far official, and they are going to move the chains here. Thomas enough on that run to pick up the first down.
Yeah, so far in the beginning of this game, Jason Strack, 18, number quarterback, causing a lot of issues for Freeport so far.
The sophomore quarterback certainly has some wheels. This one, he pulls from the belly of the running back and keeps again himself, but he's going to be leveled on the play by linebacker Dawson Gaylord. Dawson Gaylord, one of those players that you've got to watch for the Yellowjackets this season, a senior inside linebacker, filling some big shoes of Sean Sellinger, who graduated last year, led the team in tackles. We expect to see Dawson Gaylord at the top of that list at the end of this season. Hoping all the best for him in a healthy, a great year for him. Alongside him is Chase Flynn at linebacker. Strack hands off this time. Ball's on the ground, and Chase Flynn with a timely pickup for the Yellowjackets. Falls on the fumble. Number 24 for Indiana, Graham McFarland, put the ball on the ground. Chase Flynn, very advantageous from the linebacker position. Jackets are going to take over with some better field position here in this second drive of the night.
Yeah, that's the type of momentum that Freeport wants to see after not a great start with their first drive, 3 and out. Looking to get that momentum back here. And
absolutely. Let's give a shout to some of those hogs on the offensive line here, Jackson. A position you played here at Freeport, center for the Yellowjackets. I want to give a shout out to number 77, Wade Patoshnak. Wade moving, I believe, to the left side this season, played right tackle last year, switching now to the left side. He's playing alongside Cole Troutman, number 56, two offensive linemen that had some decorated awards in the preseason for the WPIAL this year. I know they both made the Butler Eagles Sweet 16 as well, and we're excited to see what that left side and how that left side of the offensive line just drives those kids around this year. Also excited, Jackson, you may want to call out, who do we have starting at right tackle now for the Yellowjackets?
We have Avery Westendorf. Looking for hopefully a great freshman season coming out. Bigger body, being able to get some experience under his belt, and hopefully doing well with the position.
We're smiling and laughing in the booth because Peyton Westendorf graduated, number 70, played left tackle for the Yellowjackets, graduated with Jackson just a few years ago, is the older brother of Avery Westendorf. Both wear number 70 for Freeport. You'll see Avery on that right side and big Wade Patoshnak on the left side. This one's kept by Drew Ross. He's pushing himself and gains a few yards up close to the 40-yard line. I'm really thinking here, they've got one far side official marking him a yard shorter than this near side official. It is going to and that near side official wins that battle. Going to be a 2nd down and 4 after the run by Drew Ross. Pick up a 6 yards on that quarterback keeper. Ross certainly gave Indiana a little bit of trouble last year with the wheels. I know he was hampered by a leg injury in the opening game of the season last year, but still had a nice game on the ground despite a nagging leg injury to begin the year. The pass outside there to Owen Niestein. Niestein picks up short yardage, actually may have lost a yard on the play. Niestein, another player that I'm excited to watch, senior for the Yellowjackets. Wide receiver, plays out of the slot, sure-handed, certainly some very short space quicks. I wouldn't want to try and tackle him in a phone booth, that's for sure. And it looks like the senior quarterback gets the offensive line for Indiana to jump off, and we're going to see a 1st down by way of penalty. Yellowjackets are going to keep this drive alive, and Drew Ross fools those Indiana Indians. Oh, and you've got to be kidding me. The booth saw it the other way. Sorry, folks at home. That penalty is going to be called against the Yellowjackets. Indiana appeared to jump off sides, but it must have been because of an offensive lineman moving there for the Yellowjackets. I didn't see who. They all looked pretty stoic to me, but regardless, Yellowjackets face now with a 3rd down and 9. Ross drops back, looking for the open wide receiver, doesn't find anybody, tries to get rid of it. Ball's going to be called incomplete. Ross got rid of that football very late as he was being brought down. Got rid of the football, though, before he was down. Back judge right there, right on top of it to be able to call that one an incompletion.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from the young right side of the line. Just getting into their first games of the season.
Holy cow, look at number 75 out there, Jackson, for Indiana. Certainly getting recruited by the basketball coaches at Indiana, I'm sure. Seems to be almost a half a helmet taller than most of the guys on the Freeport offensive line. He was part of that push from that right side of the Indiana offensive line that, Jackson, you just referred to. Judah Thompson out once again to kick. Ball taken at the 36-yard line of Indiana, and very quickly again, Luke Salinger and Kaysen Barker out there on special teams. So last special teams or last punt, I wasn't sure if it was Salinger or Barker that got the tackle. This time, both of them made the tackle down there. Two great special teams plays there by Salinger and Barker. I talked about some of those guys out there on the offensive line. I want to take a moment to talk about some of these hogs on the defensive line. A lot of the same kids out there. But Cameron Mankey, number 52, plays, really in that nose tackle or defensive tackle position for the Yellowjackets. Really strong anchor there. Very timely here as he is in on the tackle of Thomas for Indiana. Indiana picks up about 5 yards, but Cameron Mankey in on that tackle. Seems like everybody I mention, or if I call a guy's number, he seems to be making a tackle on that next play. So we're just going to take a moment to say number 2, number 13, number 56, number 52, number 77, number 23. Just kidding, folks. Now, we're excited to see those Yellow Jacket defenders out there. We're going to talk about them a lot tonight. Strack hands off to Thomas. Fooled me again, pulled it out of his belly. Strack decided to keep it and found himself running right into that defensive line of the Yellow Jackets. Wade Pachachnak out there with the tackle. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Wade seems to be a little bit slow, maybe favoring that right side, arm and leg a little bit. Hit hard when he made that tackle. The sophomore Strack, not only quick, but also certainly has some size to him.
6'2", 190, bigger quarterback for sure, being able to pick up yards for their team.
Absolutely.
On the option plays.
Strack breaks free of what appeared to be a scrum in the center of that offensive line, but Strack breaks free, picks up what might be the largest gain on the ground for Indiana on the evening. Thus far, ball's going to be marked now in Jacket territory at the 47-yard line. Going to be 1st down and 10 for Indiana. Jackson, this Indiana run game coming out here in, really in a non-traditional, wing tee, option offense, and it's really given these Jackets some fits so far. Every run seems to be 5 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards. They're not breaking off any big runs, but they're taking chunks and chunks.
And they're really running all over the field. It's not just right down the tackles or outside. It's really all over the place. The options they have from quarterback to running back to these wing tosses, they're running all over the place.
Yeah, and I will say that, Coach Todd Durant does want to see, maybe a bend but don't break type of a defense, but doesn't want to see this many plays, doesn't want to see extended drives by offenses this season against this Yellow Jacket defense. He wants them to be able to create some turnovers, wants to be able to see some big plays to be able to get off the field. We're asking a lot now. The Yellow Jackets will be this season, of some of these guys on the outside. Cam Schlegel, we're going to see a lot asked of Bryson Pega. I think Nick Jones is out there on the edge as well for the Yellow Jackets. They're really going to be called on a lot from these boys to replace what a couple seasons ago, was a sack record by the Yellow Jacket. Colton Otterman, a couple years ago, broke the Freeport sack record, single-season record. We saw a lot of really good strides being made from some young players in Cam Schlegel on the outside, as well as Bryson Pega, and we expect to see even more of that this year. Strack able to find his receiver, the open receiver on the play, Roman Jones for the Indians. Gonna be marked a 6-yard gain. Picks up, or making this a 2nd down and 4 for the Indiana Indians. Cameron Mankey comes out of the pile holding the football. He's signaling like he took possession of it, but we don't see any officials signaling or agreeing with him. Mankey in on the tackle. Chase Flynn also in on the tackle there just before the end of the first quarter. Scoreless here at Freeport Athletic Field. We're through one quarter already, Jackson.
Yeah, and Bob, like you were saying, the thing about these long drives for the Freeport team is, like usual, it's a smaller team. And even players like Wade Patoshnak, I've seen him in the offseason shedding off weight, becoming a little bit smaller, a little bit more agile of a lineman, and just fitting into that form that their team is usually in. They can take those long drives, they're conditioned, and let's hope that they can see what they can do out here in the second quarter.
Well, I will say while I do agree he's probably come in a few pounds, maybe even lighter than he was last season. He's certainly gained some muscle.
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
The strength is certainly there. You've seen him in the gym, and he's an athletic left tackle. Moves people around, plays defense, in lacrosse, right?
Yes, sir.
He moves around quite a bit on the lacrosse field, so I expect to see quite a few big things from Wade this season. But you are right, Jackson. Freeport is, a 3A school, smaller along the offensive line than maybe Indiana, a little bit of a larger school than Freeport. But let's see how those Yellowjackets do here. Strack back under center, hands off to. He keeps fooling me, Jackson. Strack hangs on to that one, but he is stood up behind the line of scrimmage. 1 yard loss. Drew Ross coming up from his safety position to make the tackle on Strack, who kept that football. I will say the sophomore has got the read option fake down as good as I've seen in high school, or at least maybe I'm not on my game yet this early in the season, because Strack has fooled me quite a few times. Quarterback throws, Strack back to pass, finds his wide receiver, number 24 on the play, Graham McFarland. McFarland fumbled earlier in the game, makes up for it here, certainly earning some of that goodwill back from the Indiana sideline. Gaining the first down.
Mm-hmm. And tackled by quarterback Drew Ross. Seeing him after the play, visibly not too happy with the fact that they're getting these passes off.
Yeah, Ross showing his frustration with Indiana's ability to matriculate this ball down the field here in the second quarter. 10:54 as the clock ticks away. Strack hands that one to Thomas, and Thomas picks up a couple, following right behind his center, tackled by number 77, Wade Patoshnak. The slimmer, sleeker Wade Patoshnak, as we referred to him. I probably gained a couple of tenths of a second on his 40, certainly lifting more weights in the weight room. We also see that Cole Troutman had a wonderful offseason preparation. That ball falls incomplete. Pass intended for number 11 for Indiana, Tyler Nelson. Coverage on the play from the Yellowjackets, Owen Niestein. Niestein with tremendous coverage on the play. I think Niestein gives up at least a half a helmet, of height to Tyler Nelson on the outside, but able to certainly jump with the wide receiver, the tall wide receiver for Indiana. Strack keeps the ball, tries to go right up the middle, and finds number 77, Wade Patoshnak, once again, along with number 23, Dawson Gaylott. A couple of seniors there in making the tackle for the Yellowjackets. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 6. Jackson, what do you think Indiana's going to do here?
It's going to be, if we're going based off what's been happening for the rest of the game, it's going to be a fake. And that quarterback's keeping it. They got to keep it in that big quarterback's arms and let him take control of the game.
They do start him off here in the shotgun with a sidecar in Thomas to his left. 2 wide receivers to each side. But as we talked about, the need for pressure from the outside, and we get it from number 2, Bryson Pega. with a big sack for the Yellow Jackets on the 4th down. That means the Yellow Jackets take over. Wade Patoshnak, number 77, also in there with the Yellow Jackets to bring down the quarterback here on 4th down. Jackets will take over at the 24-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Pushing into this game with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left, still 0-0 on the clock, on the board. I'm not sure if this is a offense issue or if the defense are just too good, Bob.
Well, I think everybody's knocking a little bit of rust off this early in the season. Niestein with the keeper comes around from his slot wide receiver position on the left, takes the handoff from Drew Ross, does pick up. He's going to be, picks up about 8 on the play. So Niestein with a nice jet sweep from the wide receiver position coming in there.
Really good stiff arm, too. They're picking up a few extra yards, making this an easy 2nd down.
Absolutely. And Niestein at 5'11", 150 isn't the heaviest wide receiver, obviously, but he uses every bit of that 150 pounds as a strong runner with the football in his hands. Drew Ross decides to keep, and he's got a lane up the middle. There's going to be a 1st down, and he's across midfield.
Really big run from Drew Ross.
Brought down at the 48-yard line. Huge run by the Yellow Jacket quarterback. Longest play of the game so far by either team.
Senior Trayvon Joseph having a really big save tackle there. Not getting that. It's going to be a big-time run for Drew Ross.
Yellow Jacket quarterback in the shotgun. He's got a sidecar that he hands off to in Amos Glenn. Glenn's going to go ahead and pick up 1st down yardage as well. And the Yellow Jackets are in business, getting deeper inside Indiana territory. This time taking the ball over the right side behind Westendorf. Running to that right side.
And just like you were saying about Owen Niestein with the 150. Oh.
We get a quick hello and a quick hello from Freeport Athletic Director Sean Stuyvesant up here in the booth. Your 9th grade basketball coach, right, Jackson?
Yes, sir.
That was one of your favorites. Amos Glenn with the handoff again. He's starting to heat up now. Glenn picking up chunks of yardage.
And Bob, just like you were saying about Owen Niestein earlier, with that 150-pound body, Amos Glenn's doing the same thing. 160 pounds, running head first, full steam at kids. He's not trying to get around. He's going right at the bodies, knocking off that rust early in the season.
Absolutely. Now, Amos Glenn comes in at about a 5'7", so that extra 4 inches gives a much more solid frame to the running back. He takes that counter handoff, and he's caught in the backfield a little bit here, but he turns it into what might be another Yellow Jacket 1st down. Breaking tackles behind the line of scrimmage is Amos Glenn.
Making me eat my words. He was shifty in that pocket.
Well, he's got all the weapons. He's a multi-talented running back. Is Amos Glenn. Tremendous kick and punt returner. Has the hands to catch the football, can run over you, around you, and through you, and we're excited for what he's going to bring in the 2025 season. Another one of those Butler Eagles Sweet 16 players to watch this season. I want to take a moment during the timeout to thank a couple of our sponsors here at High Top Sports. First and foremost, let's get on to Steffi's Country Catering. If you're looking for a delicious meal for a family gathering, maybe a sporting event, maybe you've got, an upcoming event that you want something really delicious and really well prepared, call Steffi's Country Catering. We'll hit a couple of spots more and let you know more about how to get in touch with Steffi's, but you can visit them on Facebook at at Terry Steffi on Facebook. And call Steffi's Country Catering at 724-548-5047. Again, that's 724-548-5047. Or visit Facebook and check out Terry Steffi. And we're back from our timeout, and the Yellow Jackets have a 1st down and 10 Here, they're at the 25-yard line of Indiana. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the second half. Drew Ross keeps and is met by a wall of Indiana defenders there. Number 52 in on the tackle, Jackson Higgins for the Indians, along with number 6, Kevin Liu. Jackson's giving me a look like that pronunciation might not be right. Well, let's see what Jackson thinks it is.
I'm thinking Kevin Lee. It's a L-E-U.
L-E-U.
You think it could go either way there.
We're going to say Kevin, because I don't see any other Kevin.
You could stick with that.
We're going to stick with Kevin. Kevin number 6. Kevin L. Kevin Lee.
Or Lou.
Drew Ross. And the Yellowjackets are in business. Move the chains again. Complete to number 2, wide receiver Bryson Pega. Pega having a wonderful Friday night for himself. Nice catch there for a first down. He had a sack on the previous drive on that big fourth down that Indiana was unable to convert. Drew Ross in the shotgun. He's got a sidecar to his right in Amos Glenn. Senior quarterback tries to fool that Indiana defense and draw him off sides. That doesn't work, so he goes back to work here. Glenn still to his right. Ross sees another snap go past him, and they're going to lose some big yardage on the play. Having some trouble with the snaps here early in the season. Going to check those. Going to check that at football, make sure everybody's got that sweat off their palms. Yellowjackets trying to get back in business here, deep behind the chains. Second down and 23. Drew Ross in the shotgun formation. Nice block from Amos Glenn, who stayed in. Stood up a pass rusher in the backfield, did Amos Glenn. Ball is completed to Owen Niestein. Ross able to find him close to the boundary. But that's going to bring about 3rd down and 17 for the Yellowjackets. That pickup was about 6 yards on the pass to Niestein. So Yellowjackets going to need a really big gain here.
Big play coming up here, Bob. 4 minutes on the clock, running down.
Absolutely. This is a tough one, too, because the lead stick is only 5 yards from the end zone. So it's really kind of touchdown or bust here for the Yellowjackets. And, they ran those deep routes, and the protection could not hold up. Ross able to be brought down. Looks like number 8, number 6, number 68 in there on the tackles for Indiana. We're going to say Caden Shirley, along with Jacob Schneider and our buddy Kevin. Judah Thompson in for the field goal attempt. This is going to be a long field goal for the Yellowjackets, and that ball's going to sail just wide. It might have had the distance, but it just didn't have the accuracy. Ball kind of died on Thompson. Not the kick he, I think, wanted, but, very close here. Indians are going to take over 1st down and 10 in Indiana territory. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line. I don't know if you can hear that, but Indiana certainly the coaching staff in the booth next to us certainly sees
seems like they're about to shoot the
They are really excited about something, and we are gonna see some things happening here as we've got Thomas handed off to Thomas. And I apologize, folks. I'm having a little bit of trouble. We're gonna go ahead and get a door closed here, and there we are. So I apologize if you guys could hear that in the background. Looks like Indiana picked up a couple there on first down, 2nd down and 7. Ball on the 23-yard line for Indiana.
And someone should be telling the Freeport team here they might be shooting the B gap.
Pass from Strack is complete to Jacob Schneider.
Nice secure catch there too. Not really on the point, but he got to the ball.
Yeah, I mean, comes up a yard short. Going to bring it up 3rd down and 1. Clock continues to wind. We're just over 2 minutes, 2:05 on the clock, as to be exact, as it continues to wind, and we're now under 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Strack back under center. Thomas behind him. Strack go ahead and keeps that ball. Dawson Gaylott not fooled at all. But Strack is able to pick up that first down. Ball's going to be spotted at the 31-yard line. New set of downs for the Indians.
Clock still winding. 1 minute, 35 seconds on the clock. It's going to have to be a quick possession here for the Indians. A lot of pressure on them.
Got to wonder when these teams are going to decide to start using some timeouts, or if they want to start using some timeouts. Looks like Indiana on first down doesn't pick up much. The clock continues to wind. I'd like to see if the Jackets maybe, after a nice successful stop there, maybe stop this clock, force Indiana, to punt and maybe get an opportunity. Had a lot of momentum there. Unfortunately, the bad snap really did kill what was a very strong drive there right before the end of the half. And looks like we're going to have a stop clock. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Indiana still just over the 30-yard lines. Ball's at the 31, probably 31 and a half yard line, maybe even 32. The scoreboard says 31, but looks like the ball is spotted at the 32-yard line. So ball's on the 32, 3rd down and 10 for the Yellowjackets, or for Indiana. And Strack runs right into big Wade Patoshnak. Wade, along with number 23, Dawson Gaylott, able to stop. We do have the Yellowjackets taking a timeout now. 36 seconds to go here in the first half. Big shout out to Wade. Wade's made a couple of really nice plays here on defense already.
Definitely
in the
turning
first
up
half.
as an early cornerstone to this defense. Him, Dawson Gaylott, senior.
Cole Troutman.
Cole Troutman, senior Cole Troutman, definitely coming up big here for him. Bryson Pega, definitely all of them are coming up big for the Freeport defense.
Bryson only a sophomore. Listed here, as 5'11", 150, same size as Owen Niestein, according to the program. But I do think Pega looks like he's put on a little bit more weight than that. Indiana going to punt here on 4th down and 10. Back deep for Indiana to punt Tyler Nelson, the wide receiver.
Coming up, 36 seconds on the clock. Punt return to Freeport with 2 timeouts here. It's going to be a quick drive, but we'll see if
Indiana definitely wants to talk about this because, this is a dangerous area of the field to kick to Amos Glenn. And I think they're talking right now about, how do you do this? Because the difficulty for Indiana, Jackson, is that with 36 seconds on the clock, you don't want to do an angled kick out of bounds where they really don't burn much clock and give Freeport, with 2 timeouts remaining, possession near midfield. So an angled kick could be disastrous for Indiana in that they don't kill much clock and Freeport takes over at midfield. The other alternative is you kick to a guy that has been notorious for returning kickoffs, punts, taking long runs. I mean, he takes it to the house, nearly on a weekly basis. Do you see Amos Glenn breaking long runs? Indiana makes the decision to kick away. They do angle. The angled kick kills only about 7 seconds from the clock, and they're going to take over at the 44-yard line, Will Freeport. So I think a decently angled kicker result maybe for Indiana. They certainly did not want to kick to Amos Glenn, and they've made that apparent.
I think that was probably one of the better kicks they could have had. Still getting it downfield, running off 7 seconds off the clock, and still making up some yardage, keeping them behind in their own territory still, and still having to cross into Indiana. See if Indiana could hold the line.
So with 29 seconds and 2 timeouts, Drew Ross has a sidecar. He's in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to each side of the field. Sidecar to his left with Amos Glenn. No motion before the snap. Glenn stays into block. We see a catch near the sideline there by Madden Wisniewski.
First catch of the day for Madden Wisniewski. Big time player last season and a big receiver for sure. We'll see if he can do any more here. This is kind of his specialty.
Absolutely. Big-bodied wide receiver. Freeport able to quickly stop the clock, but it was a quick play to the sideline. We saw almost 16 seconds come off the clock.
That's a technical issue, Bob.
Yeah, what's that?
That's a technical issue for sure.
Yeah,
that was not a 16-second play.
No, the play itself, Freeport from an offensive play calling, they called the right play, quick out to the sideline, stop the clock, but somehow 16 seconds elapsed off the clock. I don't know if they had a difficulty getting the signal in for the timeout, but regardless. Now, Yellowjackets, 2nd down and 2, ball spotted at the Indiana 58, so they are in Indian territory, but they are going to need to pick up probably about, I would say, at least 20 to 25 more yards, easily 25 more yards to make it possible for Judah Thompson to take a shot at a field goal here before the end of the half. And the amount of time that it took to run a 7-yard out off the previous play doesn't give me confidence we're going to see that again, but let's see what happens. Ross back to pass and gets Amos Glenn in space. Amos Glenn picking up yardage, unable to get. We are going to see a timeout with about 3 seconds left on the clock.
Good run from Amos Glenn. Unfortunately, couldn't get any more yards, but I mean, regardless, there's not much you can do when there's 60 yards in front of you.
No, well-designed play. Glenn did everything he needed to be able to get himself into some open space. But Indiana in a prevent style defense, everybody dropping back, everybody playing, nobody behind you. Very difficult to be able for Glenn to break free at that stage with the entire Indiana defense. Backpedaling at the snap of the ball. So, 3 seconds left here. We might see a Hail Mary. We're not going to see Judah Thompson come out to attempt a field goal. But we might have, a Hail Mary. My guess, Jackson, is that, Freeport's going to at least target on this play, Danny King and Madden Wisniewski. Madden Wisniewski coming in at about 6'1", maybe 6'2", listed at 6'1". I think he's probably a little bit closer to 6'2". And Danny King, number 8, listed at 6'2". So those are our biggest wide receivers for sure. And the pass goes complete near the sideline to Bryson Pega. Pega at that point was kind of looking for the hook and ladder, the old hook and ladder play, but just the pitch option unavailable. Nice completion to end the first half.
Would have been a great play for one of those first few plays of the drive, getting a good chunk of yardage there, but obviously with time running out, nothing more to do with that.
So we're going to see the Indiana band and the Freeport band take the field. We'll give an opportunity, get the headsets out there as we always do. We'll put them outside the window there, give you an opportunity for those of you joining in to watch the Freeport band, whom I know you all love. Give you an opportunity to listen to them and listen to the Indiana band. But before we do, and as the Indiana band takes the field, Jackson, I'd love to hear from you on your thoughts on first half player of the game. Who was impressing you the most, maybe on Indiana and Freeport in that first half?
I think the easy call for player of the half for the Indiana side would be quarterback Jason Stradek. I think you could probably agree. With him.
Jason Stradek certainly was an electric sophomore in his first start here at least Freeport area athletic stadium's field. Exciting. I agree with that. Who's your Freeport first half player of the game?
I think for Freeport, I'm gonna go back to my roots. What happened pretty much every player of the game last season. Give me Big Wade Patoshnak, holding it down for the team, center point, glue guy, you could say. Always coming in clutch.
Absolutely. I think, Wade's been pushing kids around the first half of this game with at will, it seems. A couple of sacks, a couple of tackles for loss, I think. I'm going to give my first half player of the game to, what do we say? Our neighbor, Bryson Pega. A couple of catches in the first half, contributing both on offense and on defense. Not to say that Wade hasn't contributed on offense, certainly driving that Freeport running game from his tackle position. But I've been impressed. Pega picking up a first down. We also saw him with a catch near the sideline to close out the first half. Had a sack on defense on a really big fourth down play. I was impressed with his play for sure. Let's give an opportunity for those of you at home to listen to this Indiana band. I'm going to go ahead and stick the headset outside, close the window, enjoy the sights and sounds of Indiana and Freeport band.
You just got to wait till next summer. Yeah, it does. Like, they don't. Yeah, she doesn't.
While we're waiting for the Freeport marching band to get set up, if you have found a cane next to the concession stand, please return it back to the concession stand. Again, if you have found a walking cane along the fence by the concession stand, please return it to the concession stand. Thank you.
What you hungry for? Leggy, these are legs. My girl wouldn't talk, so she's gonna be a speedball.
Good evening, Memphis! We present to you the pride of Freeport Area Senior High School, the 2025 edition of the Yellowjacket Marching Band. We are the voices of the band, Katie Deegan and Emma Charlton. The band is under the student leadership of auxiliary captains Leah Bernheimer, Loveland Cruiser, McKenna Small, and Sarah Murdoch, drum line captain Landon Rummel, drum major Lauren Maloney, and commanding officers Abby Barlow, Fiona Carrasco,
If you purchase a 50/50 ticket from the Freeport Football Boosters, first and foremost, we appreciate your generous support. We are thrilled to give away $377 tonight. Winning number is 1250 171. 1250171. Take that winning ticket down to the Football Boosters table. $377 tonight. And I've been told that the Pickle Man is completely sold out at halftime. Learn a lesson next week when he comes to the stands. Get him early because he was sold out. Plenty of Chick-fil-A sandwiches, both regular and spicy, at the girls' basketball boosters on the Indiana side of the field. Our section rivals to the south, the Highland Golden Rams, are up 21-14 to our neighbors to the north, the Armstrong Riverhawks. Highlands up 21-14 at the half. Kiski is leading up 13-0 at the half.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may have been listening there to Eric Westendorf giving some of the scores around the WPIAL here at halftime. I appreciate those of you who tuned in to see the Indiana band and the Freeport band. And I'm going to admit, those of you that are listening at home can probably tell I'm quite a bit out of breath. I just ran up the steps to the booth and put the headset on and didn't think about it before I caught my breath. So y'all can listen to me catch my breath as the Yellowjackets come out here for the second half. We're going to get some warm-ups in, but Jackson's going to take over.
First time under the lights this season. I bet these coming into the second half, I bet the Freeport Yellowjackets and Indiana Indians are both pretty excited to get underway under the lights. It's always a good time.
Yeah, when the sun star, the first Friday night lights of the season, everybody juiced up. Freeport Athletic Stadium, pretty packed. Standing room only around the high school side fence in that Freeport end zone, scoreboard end zone. Got the faithful lined up along the fence there watching, all along the home side fence as well, from end zone to end zone pretty much. Standing room only along the fence, and general admission. Indiana certainly travels pretty well. The visitor side bleachers almost filled, and I've seen a few Indiana folks over here on the home side bleachers as well, so props to the Indiana folks for traveling the, 45 minutes or so. Spent some time up in Indiana. My wife, a graduate of Indiana University of Pennsylvania in Indiana, PA. Got multiple degrees from that university. Indiana baseball had a wonderful season this year. I know they made some noise in the state playoffs for Indiana baseball last year, actually. I said this year, but it was in 2025, but it would have been last school year. Jackson and I had an opportunity to pick some players of the game before we went to break. And once again, just want to say, Jason Strack, the quarterback for Indiana, certainly big kid, listed at 6'2", 190. Got some good wheels. I expect the defense to give him some fits here in the second half. They really focused in on him a lot more in the second quarter. You know, I saw a lot more linebackers on run blitz packages, a lot of more run blitzing from the Jacket defense there in the first half. You know, nice to watch. And I see Cam Schlegel actually on the sidelines in street clothes, jersey with no pads, in some street clothes, throwing the football around here in the second half. I noticed he wasn't out there. Nick Jones playing outside linebacker here to start the season. I'm assuming Cam Schlegel may be hampered by injury as we see him on the sideline there, as I mentioned, in street clothes.
Just a reminder, the broadcast is brought to you by River Forest Country Club. Go check them out. A great course. Played it a few times myself. Had a great time.
You know, and if you're not the golfer, stop by the bar. Stop by the restaurant. Delicious food, great drinks. You know, beautiful atmosphere right down there by the river.
Of course. Right off Freeport, the town of Freeport.
Right across the bridge.
Right across the bridge.
Make a right and head down to River Forest for some wonderful golf, some delicious food, drinks, and just some of the best atmosphere here locally. That's River Forest.
And yet again, we're also brought to you by the Steffi's Country Catering. Have an event coming up, planning on getting a family together. Maybe you just don't feel like cooking this weekend. When the Steelers play, Terry Steffi and his team are prepared to serve you and your squad, big or small. Steffi's Country Catering has a wide variety of options and can meet your needs of a particular group. That's why High Top Sports chose Steffi's Country Catering for our inaugural. They also have reunions, weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties, graduation parties, you name it. Steffi's Country Catering has been the caterer of choice for those events and more. If you want to check them out on Facebook, just search up Terry Steffi. And if you're looking for a meal that will stick to the ribs and have your guest asking where it's from, your choice is really simple, Steffi's Country Catering. Book for a meal today, 724-584-5047.
We'd like to thank a couple of our other sponsors, Body Revolution as well as Sacco Law. We'll get some reads in on the second half here for Sacco and for Body Revolution as well. But I'm going to tell you, if you're trying to get your body in shape or maybe your life, you might need to call Sacco for some legal troubles. Or if you're trying to get that body, don't wait until that new year. You know, beach season might be over, but feeling good and great body season is never over, especially the feeling good part. You know, I know that Dan Snow takes care of those folks that are members down at Body Revolution. Jackson, myself, a lot of the Freeport football players do certainly work out there. Great for all ages, all genders, all folks. Certainly a great atmosphere to work out in. So check out Body Revolution. The kickoff goes deep to Amos Glenn. Wall being set up along the left, and Amos Glenn's got a big wall, and he is breaking free down to the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. They ain't going to catch him. Amos Glenn to the house.
Great run there from Amos Glenn.
Indiana coaching staff avoided kicking to him in the first half as much as possible, but here the opening kickoff takes it to the house.
Classic play from Freeport.
Followed the wall all the way along the left side. Beautiful blocks by the special teams group. Amos Glenn puts Freeport on the board. 6-0. 7 seconds into the second half. That's how you start a third quarter, Jackson.
That's how you start a second half here. Bringing the momentum, starting strong.
Extra point is good from Judah Thompson. Let's give a shout to Steffi Country Catering once again. So once again, we want to thank our great sponsor, Steiner Sacco Law. This broadcast is copyrighted by High Top Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the express written consent of High Top Sports Network is prohibited. Tonight's legal disclaimer is brought to you by Steiner Sacco Law, 160 North McKean Street, downtown Katanning. 50 years combined experience in wills, trusts, and business law. Steiner Sacco Law, 724-543-1469. That's Steiner Sacco Law. Kickoff here from Judah Thompson. Ball goes deep into the end zone, and that one's going to be good for a touchback. Still only 7 seconds off that clock in the second half, and the Jackets have one possession in the books, one touchdown in the books, and one touchback in the books for Judah Thompson here in the second half. So all things coming up Yellow Jackets so far. Indians will take over at the 20-yard line. Strack will come out here for Indiana in the second half. In the backfield, he's got Kevin with him. Kevin!
We love our boy Kevin.
Motions Thomas, and Thomas takes the pitch. He's going to get brought down on the play, hit by Cameron Menke. I also see Brady Pega, Dawson Gaylott. Whole host of Jacket defenders out there to bring down the shifty running back, Thomas. Senior running back Elijah Thomas comes in at 6 foot, 215 pounds. Certainly a load to bring down. Strack under center. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to meet a wall of Jacket defenders. Cameron Menke, Nick Jones, Cole Troutman, Brady Pega, Dawson Gaylott. Yellow Jackets galore there to stop the quarterback Strack. 3rd down and 10. Jacket defense here to come out in the second half looking strong on their first defensive opportunity. Let's see if they can hold here on the 3rd down and long. Gaylott and Flynn show blitz back out, and that ball's going to get picked off by Dawson Gaylott into the end zone. Jacket touchdown. Number 23, Dawson Gaylott. Linebacker showed blitz, dropped back, kept those eyes on the quarterback, read it all the way, and took it in for 6 points for the Yellow Jackets.
Not even 2 minutes into the second half. 0-0 for the first half. Slow, controlled defensive half coming in here. Hot, easy scores for the Freeport Yellow Jackets.
Absolutely the things that we talked about in the first half and maybe didn't get enough of. Those big plays from Amos Glenn. That leadership and big play ability by the Jacket defense and senior linebacker Dawson Gaylott. Judah Thompson on for the extra point, and that point is good. Jackets extend the lead 14-0 here in the third quarter. 1 minute, 50 seconds off the clock. Sorry, folks, celebrating. I know Joe Buck will tell you when it happens. Jackson Booterbaugh and Bob Booterbaugh are going to tell you when it happens. They brought us food to the booth. You're going to hear that was courtesy of Miss Samantha Booterbaugh, bringing up her son and her husband. A couple of Chick-fil-A sandwiches. If you get out to Freeport Athletic Stadium to watch a Freeport Yellow Jacket football game, and you make your way over to that visitor's side of the field, there'll be a tent selling Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I know you can't get them on Sundays, but you can get them at Freeport Athletic Stadium, courtesy, I believe, of the basketball boosters. But one of the booster programs, honestly, I feel bad that I'm not going to call out the right one. I do think it might be the girls basketball boosters, but one of the booster programs over there certainly taking care of the Freeport faithful with some Chick-fil-A sandwiches, bottle of water. And we've got another kickoff coming from Judah Thompson. Ball driven back deep, and that one's going to be in the end zone as well. No opportunity to return. Number 2, Trayvon Joseph, certainly wanted to show off his speed, a la what Amos Glenn did, but didn't get that opportunity. Is when the kickoff in high school now goes back into the end zone, you cannot bring that ball out. And so the officials thwarted Trayvon Joseph's attempt to bring the ball out with a quick whistle, and now the ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line. That's where the Indiana Indians are going to take over here. As we know, that last possession resulted in a 3rd down and 10 interception from linebacker Dawson Gaylott. Here we've got some motion, and the pass is going to be swung out to number 24 of Indiana. That's Graham McFarland. Graham McFarland, as we know, had trouble holding on to the football earlier in the game, but has made up for it with a few nice plays both in the first half and now here. Quick swing pass gain for 5 in the second half. 2nd down and 5 for Indiana. Going to give my quick apologies to that Indiana defense. I know I haven't called a lot of the Indiana defensive players' names. A little bit difficult sometimes when you don't know as many of them, and a little easier for me to call those offensive players as it's going here. Strack. Flags fly as Strack takes the ball out of bounds after a short pickup, but there were flags we're going to see. Was in the area of holding again. It's either going to be offensive or defensive holding. My guess with the quarterback breaking the pocket, penalty's probably going to be against Indiana. My guess is going to be a hold. The early indication signal is against Indiana, and that is going to be a 10-yard holding penalty, putting Indiana behind the sticks. We saw this story happen in the first half with one of Indiana's early drives to begin the first half. Now, early in the second half, holding penalty puts Indiana behind the sticks with a 2nd down and 15. Ball on the 25-yard line. See if that Jacket defense can once again force Indiana into some tough decisions and maybe get a turnover or get off the field here. Strack goes ahead and keeps it. Ball's going to be ball carrier tackled by number 11, Drew Ross. Jackson's finished up a Chick-fil-A sandwich. He's been chatty this whole game. I know, providing his brilliant and timely insights. But now that he's finished with his sandwich, we're going to see what he thinks of this Yellow Jacket defense in the second half. What's come out with such inspiration? You've played for Coach Gaylott. Did he fire him up there in the locker room? Kaysen Barker with the coverage intended for Trayvon Joseph. Ball's going to fall incomplete. 4th down and 8 is going to bring out the punting unit for Indiana. Question stands.
Bob, I'm going to tell you, I think I'm going to be honest here. It's a player thing. I think these players are firing up themselves. They're realizing that they can't come out here 0-0 and not let anything stand.
Absolutely.
That on top of playing at your home field under the lights by yourself, nothing beats it. Nothing can beat it. It's just the best. It's one of the best feelings in the world. Punt's going. Back. Returned by Mickey.
Amos Glenn hesitates. Crosses midfield. Up over the 45-yard line. That's where he's going to be brought down.
Amos Glenn calling in there a quick guardian to Wade Patoshnak right at the end there.
Yellow Jackets are going to begin this drive at the 45-yard line in Indiana territory. Very positive things happening here for the Yellowjackets in the second half so far. 2 backs to each side of the quarterback, Drew Ross, in shotgun formation. He's going to hand off to Dawson. No, he's going to keep and pick up about 4 on the play. Interesting to see how Indiana responds here. Yellowjackets came out, really popped them in the mouth here to begin the second half with 2 quick touchdowns, right? A opening kickoff of the second half taken back by Amos Glenn, then interception on the next possession by Indiana, taken to the house by linebacker Dawson Gaylott. Gaylott, the ball carrier here, and he is very close to a Yellowjacket first down. Pickup of about 6 yards on the off-tackle run, following big Avery Westendorf on that right side of the offensive line. Westendorf.
Avery Westendorf definitely showing out.
Westendorf
so
listed at, how tall is he listed at, Jackson?
I believe he's
6'3"?
6'3" on the sheet.
6'3" on the sheet.
You know what they say, add an inch or 2 to scare the other team.
Amos Glenn, inside handoff. Picks up about 10 on the run. That's going to be another Yellowjacket first down.
Again, following Avery Westendorf. I do believe, Bob, he's sitting at about 5'10".
5'10".
It's a short stack. You know what they called him back in the day? His nickname was Little Bro.
Short stack Westendorf. Short stack Westendorf. We joke because Peyton, his brother, stands in at about 6'4", 6'5". His dad, maybe even taller, Eric, 6'4", 6'5". Both very tall guys. Avery looks like he's absolutely headed in that same direction.
Absolutely fantastic push there from Carter Kemp, number 62. That run would have been dead right there on the spot, but about 5 yards probably added from Carter Kemp pushing the pile there.
Good call out, Jackson. Excellent work there by Carter Kemp. Carter Kemp, a junior, starting at center this season. Excited to have Kemp manning the middle of that offensive line for the Yellowjackets. Ross's pass falls complete to Chase Flynn. Flynn continues to fight for additional yardage down inside the 5-yard line, and it is first down, Yellowjackets.
Looks like they're running a hurry-up offense out there.
Keeping the pressure on, want to keep the momentum up, want to put the ball in the end zone as fast as they can. Yellowjackets trying to pile on points here. Indiana put up just an unbelievable defensive effort in that first half, but they come out here in the second half, and the Yellowjackets, Drew Ross, takes it into the end zone for the Yellowjackets. Third touchdown of this third quarter. Put another 6 on the board for the Jackets. Senior quarterback Drew Ross takes it into the end zone, and let's go ahead and watch Judah Thompson kick the extra point.
And another extra point made by Judah Thompson, having a great night tonight, kicking him out the end zone, out the back of the end zone, kicking him through the uprights. He's all over the place with that foot. Making it 21-0 in just the first half of the third quarter here.
We've got 5:27 remaining in the third quarter. Jackson said just over halfway through the third quarter. Score is 21-0 Yellowjackets on top. Judah Thompson's going to come out to kick another one off, and we're going to take that moment to once again thank one of our fantastic sponsors, Steiner Stacco Law. Steiner Stacco Law. You heard me read our legal disclaimer, right? Without the express written consent of High Top Sports. For all of your legal disclaimer and other legal needs, call Steiner Stacco Law. Located in Katanning, Pennsylvania. Kickoff here from Judah Thompson. That one is going to drive into the end zone. Trayvon Joseph. Wanted to try and field that. Had an opportunity to field it, but once that ball hit the ground and ricocheted into the end zone, as we know, in high school football, we can't bring that out. So play is called dead, and
He's a little bit upset about that, too. It seemed like he wanted to bring that out.
he certainly did. Indians will take over, first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Strack keeps it himself once again. This time brought down. Dawson Gaylord in on the tackle. Wade Patoshnak in on the tackle. Chase Flynn in on the tackle.
I think we're missing the biggest part here. Cole Troutman.
Cole Troutman, was he the original?
He was the original
stopper there.
The reason that he was stopped there, and then
I got the guys coming off the pile.
The whole rest of the buzzing bunch came afterward. Cole Troutman been putting a lot of work in here to make for this season.
Like I said earlier, too, a lot of preseason honors given to Cole Troutman. Deservedly so. Had a fantastic 2024 season as a junior. Now with the stop again, Cole Troutman with the tackle. I want to thank those viewers that are there watching some football with us here on a Friday night. I know out there in that viewing audience, we've got probably some parents, grandparents, folks that weren't able to attend the game tonight, and we're happy to be able to give you that opportunity to see some Freeport football as the ball hits the ground. Picked back up by Indiana, but brought down quickly on the play by Bryson Pega.
Big shout out to
Danny King, I believe, was in on the tackle. Go ahead, big shout out.
Shout out to Danny King. Another shout out, one of the viewers I know is out there, Cade, and a bunch of them. They're all watching the game from North Carolina. They're all excited, supporting the team. Cade, you're a skinny little guy, but I appreciate you watching.
Back deep for the Yellowjackets, another position where Indiana's been faced with this now on their last 3 punts, this being the third. The first 2 they split. They kicked the first one, angled it out of bounds. Last one they kicked to Amos Glenn. This one they're going to give him another returnable kick. We're going to see Amos Glenn, who took the opening kickoff back, and he's got some running room once again. Amos Glenn to the tripped up by the carpet.
He doesn't seem too happy about that one.
The turf monster. Absolutely. Heartbreaking.
Not too happy.
Heartbreaking.
Regardless, Amos Glenn.
Yeah, absolutely a fantastic run.
Killing these runs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't kick to Amos Glenn. Yellowjackets are inside the 10-yard line of Indiana. First and goal from the 9. Amos Glenn with the handoff, runs off tackle to his left. Picks up a couple maybe a yard or two on the play. Brought down by Indiana, number 11, Anthony Boiano. That definitely had a question mark at the end of it. I apologize, Anthony. They did not give me a pronunciation key, and my last name's Booterbaugh, and I'm cursed. So difficulty in pronouncing anybody's last name that has more than, let's say, 2 vowels. Amos Glenn with the inside handoff, takes it into the end zone for the 4th third quarter touchdown for the Yellow Jackets.
Still 3
second of the game
remaining.
for Amos Glenn. And the Yellow Jackets jump out to a 27-0 lead. For those of you that were loving a defensive battle in the first half, well, you're in for some points and some fireworks in the second half. Courtesy of Amos Glenn. Took the opening second half kickoff back. We saw touchdowns from Amos Glenn, Dawson Gaylord, Drew Ross, and Amos Glenn once again.
Judah Thompson making it 4 for 4 in the night. Taking another point on the board, 28 to 0 here with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
And who do we want to thank, Jackson?
We have a lot of people to thank. River Forest, give them a shout out. Great country club, good for golfing, good for going out, good for getting some drinks, getting good food. Beautiful place.
Right down by the river, located just off the, what do you call it, the Freeport Bridge, the Kiski Bridge? I don't know.
One of the big bridges around there.
The big bridge that leads right across the river from Freeport. And make a right, head down into River Forest for some great food, great drinks, some good golf. I guess it's great golf too, right? Why say good golf? I guess I was changing it up, didn't need to. The golf is also great. We're out of Chick-fil-A sandwiches here in the booth, but we've got plenty of great football still here for you in the second half. Indiana's going to take the Thompson kickoff, and up over the 30-yard line goes Jace Brocious, old third baseman for the New York Yankees in the 1980s, Scott Brocious. No relation, I'm sure. Well, I'm not certain. Could be Scott Brocious' relative, but Jace Brocious with the kick return for the Indians. Some of their best field position of the second half, certainly. Strack back under center. He's got Thomas behind him, kind of in that wing T formation. We've got a jet motion. And the pitch is going to go to number 7, Roman Jones. Jones with a short pickup on the play, maybe a yard gain. 2nd down and 9 for Indiana. As the clock continues to wind in this third quarter, under 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Give an opportunity to shout another Yellow Jacket that I see in the game there, Luke Salinger at outside linebacker. Made an excellent play on special teams earlier in the game. Now checks in to take a few snaps and give Bryson Pega a breather. Opposite side of the defensive formation at outside linebacker for the Yellow Jackets, I see Anthony O'Donnell, number 22. Giving Nick Jones a quick breather in this second half. You know, it's interesting, Jackson, I was just looking over the defense to see, hey, is there anybody's name that we haven't called yet in this game? And I know here's another one we've called a bunch of times. Dawson Gaylord with a tackle, and Drew Ross coming in to absolutely wallop the ball carrier and finish that one off. The officials are talking a little bit. I think they question whether or not Ross came in maybe a little bit late, a little close to the sideline. I can assure you that ball carrier's feet were in bounds, and Drew Ross simply helping him show him where that white stripe is on the Yellow Jacket sideline. That's going to force a 4th down and 9. Ball's on the 33 of Indiana, so they're going to send out Tyler Nelson to punt. The big wide receiver also serves as the Indiana punter. We got some whistles on the field. We've got officials doing a double check on the number of players that are on the field. They're counting it up. I see him popping he counted to 10, but had to pop his right shoe off to make sure that there was 11. And then we've got the officials just double checking. We got whistles again. They're going to count it up once more. They counted once, they counted twice, they counted a 3rd time, and now we realize there are 12 players on the field for the Yellow Jackets, and Sellinger is going to come off the field. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty, 5-yard penalty. 12 men on the field. And there's some confusion both in the booth and on the field. The officials don't appear as if they know where to spot this football. It does look like they just gave Indiana some extra yardage. Ball snapped anyway, and tackle going to be made or forced out of bounds by Kaysen Barker. Trayvon Joseph was the recipient of the Strack pass. Picks up 6 on the play. 2nd down and 5. Second down and 4. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. Strack's going to keep it himself, and Wisniewski unable to make the tackle, but Chase Flynn does clean it up. However, it's going to be very close to 1st down yardage for the Indiana Indians. Jackson, do you feel like the air just got sucked out of the entire stadium here? It's just dead quiet since
the momentum has shifted a little bit here in the Freeport.
I mean, not necessarily. Indiana hasn't really put much together as far as an offensive drive is concerned. They're not. Quite a few penalties to extend the drive, but the confusion on the field on that 4th down, and now we've got whistles again prior to the snap. This time it is a timeout by Indiana, so very easy to explain where those whistles came from. But as I was saying, the confusion that was on the field on that 4th down with the 12 men on the field by the Yellow Jackets, with the officials having to count the number of players, recount the number of players, then they almost allowed them to punt, and it extended the drive, and it just seems that the momentum that the Jackets were feeling has certainly, as you said, they've lost or had that momentum stolen away from them. Maybe not necessarily by Indiana's offensive prowess tonight, but by the officials during this last drive.
2 seconds remaining on the 3rd quarter.
We'll see a snap here in the 3rd quarter with time on the clock. Indiana's going to be a 1st down and 10, ball spotted at the yard line. Strack under center. Drops back to pass, puts the ball up in the air, and nobody really home. That ball is going to fall incomplete. Appeared to be intended for the receiver, number 7, Roman Jones. Coverage on the play by the Jackets was tight in the secondary, and a lot of pressure on Strack as he was throwing as well. So that's going to do it for our third quarter. Jackson, who are our sponsors tonight? I think we have 3 of them. Just maybe give me a rundown. Who are those 3 sponsors?
We have Steffi's Country Catering, River Forest Golf Club, and
Steiner Stacko Law. Absolutely. We really want to thank our sponsors. Not only are they great businesses that we ask those listeners out there to support, but they support High Top Sports Network. They support our efforts to bring you Freeport High School football, making sure that friends, family, parents, grandparents. We've got some viewers out there tonight. And if you're watching the game, feel free to share it. Let folks know that Freeport football is out there getting watched, and they have an opportunity on a Friday night, no matter where they're at, check out a Freeport football game. Hopefully Jackson and I can tell you all the details. We've got a false start here by Indiana. Keep you informed of what's going on. Seeing if we can maybe get that camera angle zoomed in just a little bit for us. Working with a new camera tonight on the High Top crew, Jackson and I. And, let us know, folks. Feel free to hit us in the chat. We rely on those of you watching the game to tell us if the broadcast is going well for you. Both from a sound and picture perspective. So we do appreciate the feedback. If somebody gives us a heads up whenever we're having technical difficulties, that's always helpful. Pass falls incomplete for Indiana. Clock is stopped. 11:55 to go here. 5 seconds off the clock in the fourth quarter. 28-0. Jackets out in front. 3rd down and 15. For Indiana. On this 3rd down and 15, ball spotted at the 45 for Indiana. We're going to get a timeout. I think, again, this one might be coming from Indiana sideline once more. Coach wants to talk about it a bit. Lead out there, 28-0 Freeport Yellowjackets out in front. And who does Freeport have next week, Jackson? Have we delved in or dived into the Freeport Yellowjackets schedule for the season? You're going to catch Jackson and I doing a lot of the Freeport games. I can't say for sure that we're going to do every single one of them. Hopefully High Top has us on for a lot of the games this year, and hopefully the Freeport faithful enjoy that. If you don't, keep it to yourself. No, just kidding. Certainly let High Top Sports know. They love to hear from feedback from the fans on what's going on, who's been helping them with their enjoyment of the games. Coming out of the timeout, we've got a 3rd down and 15. Strack in the shotgun formation. He's got a sidecar in Thomas to his left. 2 wide receivers to each side of the formation, and Strack's going to be pressured and dropped. Sack by number 22. One of the underclassmen coming in to get some snaps. Anthony O'Donnell Pardon. Anthony O'Donnell is a senior, rather. My apologies to Anthony. Anthony getting the sack there. Tremendous play. My apologies to Anthony O'Donnell. Thought he was a junior. This is his senior season. We've enjoyed watching him play. Punts away. This time they do let Amos Glenn take it again. And Amos Glenn with a nice pickup. About 12, maybe 13 yards on the return. So let's start talking about what's up next for the Yellowjackets. We've got next Friday, we are home here against Derry. I don't know if those of you who traveled out to Derry last year had an opportunity to make that trip, and the Yellowjackets did not. They had a lot of road penalties in that second game, a lot of false starts, a lot of mental mistakes in that game against Derry. I think the Yellowjackets are going to be more well prepared. Remembering what happened last year with some of those mental mistakes, and I think Coach Gaylot's going to have them ready to play next week against Derry. And the Indiana coaching staff confirmed for me that it's Kevin Liu who made that excellent play, Jackson.
I like that clarification.
I do. I mean, hey,
It's
Coach
still
called
good.
him out. He made a nice play.
It took us 4 quarters to figure it out, but Kevin Liu, shout out
Excellent
to you.
play. Penalty's going to be against the Indiana defense. I do believe that's going to be that's got to be a face mask penalty there on the Liu tackle. I don't know if it was on Kevin Liu, but last play he made a great tackle, and maybe somebody else got a hand on a face mask there. But regardless, Yellowjackets get 15 yards, first down, ball spotted at the 46. So Drew Ross back underway with a shotgun formation, hands off to the tailback there, back with him to his left. Looks like number 9, Braden Pamebo, with the carry. Pamebo getting some action here. He's a bit of an underclassman. Junior. Contributor last year, though. Even as a sophomore, Pamebo got a lot of good snaps. We're expecting to see, maybe a step forward, a breather for Glenn whenever he may need it. We need that opportunity to have, a quick blow. And, wow, Drew Ross brought down hard on the play. Kevin Liu in on the tackle, along with Caden Shirley. Liu and Shirley. Yeah, it looks like Liu and Shirley both a little bit shaken up on the play. Giving you an opportunity to just hear some of those sights and sounds of Friday night Freeport football. Flag on the play. Might be a free play for that offense, and
Almost brought down by Madden Wojcicki.
I thought we were going to see a second flag come out in the secondary there at the end of that play.
I know Madden Wojcicki has some ability for those acrobatic catches. I was kind of hoping for one there.
I'm gonna say, without any doubt in my mind, I saw an offensive or a defensive pass interference
100%.
downfield. Wisniewski certainly trying to make a play for the football. Defender with his back turned, playing through Wisniewski. No head turned around, not making a play on the football in any way, shape, or form. No flag. But regardless, the flag that was thrown before, I think maybe a defensive offsides, not going to change the outcome. Whatever it was declined by Freeport, and it'll be 4th down and 10 still, and Judah Thompson's going to come out to punt the ball away. Back deep for Indiana, number 7, Roman Jones. Jones, athletic wide receiver for Indiana. He's going to call his teammates off there. That ball is going to take a little bit of a Indiana bounce, and Cole Troutman's going to fall on it at the 30-yard line. That's where Indiana is going to take over with 8:44 here in the fourth quarter. Freeport 28, Indiana nothing. Strack looking to get his offense on track. Pitch to Roman Jones. Jones picking up first down yardage. Nice run by Roman Jones for Indiana. Forced out of bounds after picking up the first down. Indiana putting a little bit of offensive life together here. Latter part of the fourth quarter.
First time seeing Aiden Alcorn do anything out there on the field, coming in for Drew Ross for a few plays, giving him a breather and making that time effective.
Yeah, it does look like Aiden Alcorn's debut here tonight for the Yellowjackets. I don't know. He may have been out there on some special teams plays, but Alcorn with a nice play on the defense. Strack spins out of bounds. No gain on the play for the quarterback, Strack. Chased out by the Freeport defense there on the far side of the field. Jackson, we've lost about 15% of our viewership here in the second half. I feel bad for those people that aren't watching Freeport really put on a clinic here in the second half of this football game. Really exciting stuff for Freeport football. Freeport football fans. I joke about the viewership, folks. We really don't know. Third down and 7 for Indiana. Strack pass towards the sideline, just over midfield. Caught on the play by number 8, Jacob Schneider. 4th down and 1 for Indiana. That ball is going to get spotted right at midfield. He looked like he made that grab just across the 50, but they're going to spot him shy of crossing midfield and put that ball with the nose of the football right at the midfield stripe. And they're going to have to try and get past Cameron Mankey, Cole Troutman, and Wade Batoshnak, and they're simply not going to do that. In fact, they lost a yard. Thomas unable to get out of his own backfield. Cole Troutman, Wade Batoshnak, Cameron Mankey,
yep. All
just
coming in
absolutely, all three of them across the line of scrimmage, playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Absolutely just a bull rush from the Freeport offensive or defensive line.
Coming straight in there, big fourth down, time winding down. We're reaching around 7 minutes here. That was a much-needed play for Indiana to have any chance in this game, and Wade Batoshnak came in there and said, womp womp.
So we're seeing Nick Suter come in for the Yellowjackets on defense. The sophomore checks in at 5'11", 185. Nick Suter playing in, I believe, at the nose tackle position, maybe defensive tackle. My apologies, folks. I was watching the players come in and out. I'm looking at the roster, trying to get numbers, make sure I had the right players, get some of these guys some recognition to the guys that are getting in this game, and I didn't realize we had flipped the field in that moment. So Nick Suter coming in playing guard next to Avery Westendorf.
Nick Suter, also another guy, one of those guys that have been putting in a lot of off-season work. He's been in the gym a lot, trying to train for the season, trying to win his position over, and see if he can do any work here to get that.
Owen Neeston with a jet sweep, pickups about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. Really nice run by Neeston. Really love watching him with the ball in his hands. He's a fun player to watch. He's got a good combination of both speed and quickness, and just really toughness out there. Everything that you want out of a slot receiver. I think Owen Neeston's gotten some looks as well. Just some posts from Freeport football, about getting some looks from different colleges. Would make an unbelievable slot receiver. Has everything that you're looking for there. Drew Ross keeps it himself on 3rd down. Tries to get out around the outside, but unfortunately brought down on the play by that Indiana defense, forced out of bounds. Number 75, that big tree on Indiana's defense that I had called out earlier in the game, helping to force him out of bounds. That's Darius Webb. Darius Webb checks in at about 6'4", 230 pounds. Like I said, high school basketball coaches are here looking at him as well. He plays in those Jordan 1s too, so you imagine he's probably on that, in that basketball team as well. This penalty flag comes out there. We're going to have a 3rd down and long now for the Yellowjackets, as we are about 20 yards behind the sticks, or 10 yards, behind the sticks, as brings up a 3rd down and 20. I think we have an official timeout. I've had a couple of conversations tonight between the officials where they've wanted to straighten things out. You get that every now and again, kind of first week, knocking the rust off for the guys in the striped uniforms as well. But overall, a very well-called game by the officials. I have no complaints about the officiating crew tonight. They've called a fantastic game. Drew Ross drops back to pass. Lots of pressure. Flag comes out. Ross hit well after he was down on the play there, but I don't think we're going to have a flag on the field for that. That's in the area of holding, and that's what it is. Another holding penalty against the Yellowjackets. That's going to back them up even more, and we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 4th and 30.
Time winding down here.
So running along the opposite side of Freeport High School, down 356, you'll find a road called Bear Creek Road, Jackson, and that's where the Yellowjackets will start when they snap this next ball, as a 4th and 27 spotted on Bear Creek Road. That ball at the 33-yard line, 4th down and 27. Yellowjackets are going to punt. Judah Thompson out there, back deep for Indiana is Roman Jones, and he makes calls for the fair catch at the 40-yard line. Indiana has 5 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. That's the opportunity. That's the time that they have to get back into this game, put some points on the board. Indiana struggled last season. They've continued those struggles tonight. We've seen improvements in the program. A lot of bright things from the future for Indiana, and especially for young quarterback number 18, Jason Strack. really showed, I think, a lot with his legs tonight. Will improve over the years with his arm, I'm sure. Roman Jones takes this pitch, and he's going to pick up about 7, 8, maybe even 9 yards on the run. Forced out of bounds just before the sticks. And that's going to stop the clock at 5:17 here in the fourth quarter. Wasn't the far side of the field, and these eyes aren't that great. Pickup was 6 yards, 2nd down and 4 for Roman Jones, 6-yard pickup. Indiana looking to put together some bunch plays. Let's have them, good things happen in bunches here for Indiana is what they're looking for. And Elijah Thomas gives them the first of those good things, and that is a first down. Move those sticks, say the official. Elijah Thomas with a tough run between the tackles. Gets the ball to midfield for Indiana. Yellowjackets running on a couple of other underclassmen here, getting an opportunity to play in a 28-0 game here in the fourth quarter. We're excited about some of these young players too. Seeing Paxton Senni come in, number 28 at linebacker, Aiden Alcorn at safety, number 21. Pitch goes to Roman Jones, and he's going to pick up a first down yardage and a little bit more. Chased out of bounds by Madden Wisniewski, and we've got a flag on the play. I'm going to say that's likely going to be a 15-yard penalty for Madden Wisniewski. Madden certainly tackled him inbounds, but brought him down well past the white stripe out of bounds. And I think the officials are going to get together, and they're going to call a personal foul on number 13 against the Yellowjackets, Madden Wisniewski. Yeah, and that's going to be a personal foul, moving 15 yards. And that's going to put Indiana at the 20-yard line. Clock is stopped at 4:43 to go in the fourth quarter. Indiana with their deepest run into Jacket territory, now in the red zone for the first time this evening. Let's see if quarterback Strack can get the Indians into the end zone and get the goose egg off the board. Thomas with the inside handoff, brought down after a short gain, maybe a pickup of about a yard or two. Jackson, what's the bigger moral victory here? Is Indiana looking to get points on the board in the fourth quarter, or are the Yellowjackets more concerned with conserving that shutout?
I think either way, they both want to make that goal an accomplishment.
They're both still fighting out there, and those of you that are hanging on, checking out us late in the fourth quarter here, Yellowjackets, Indians deep into Jackets territory, trying to punch the ball into the end zone for the first time in the game. We're going to see a third down and about 2, maybe 3 yards. We're going to call it a third down and 3. Ball spotted at right about the 14-yard line. Maybe we'll call it the 13.5. It is a long 3 yards that they need to pick up the first down at the 10. And it's about a 3.5 yard. You could almost call it 4. The marker on the other side of the field says 3. I want to say this is a very long 3 yards. Third down. Handoff goes to Thomas. Thomas fighting inside, but he's not going to have much running room. Number 3 for the Yellowjackets, Luke Logsdong, was there for the Yellowjackets. In quickly to get to the ankles of the ball carrier, not let him continue to move. I also saw Carter Kemp in on that pile, preventing the ball carrier from running inside. Kemp in there at nose tackle between Patoshnak and Troutman right now. Strack is going to looks like a quick end around to Roman Jones, and he picks up another Indiana first down on this drive. Roman Jones really having a great second for late fourth quarter performance here for Indiana. Jones has picked up multiple first downs on this drive.
Trying real hard to get this goose egg off the board here. Get their a lot of this, I mean, they still have a lot of their first teamers out there. So a lot of this for them is, I imagine, just training, trying to get better for this next game's coming up for them.
Strack can't find anywhere to throw the football because Wade Patoshnak.
Big man.
Big Wade Patoshnak in for the sack on Strack.
Big Wade, 6'7", Patoshnak. Number 77 on the field. Favorite number 67, 6'7".
Second down for Indiana. Pass is completed inside the 10-yard line to Tyler Nelson. Down to the 8, and there is a late flag on the field. You see Strack getting up off the turf. He appears to be pretty hobbled, and it's going to be a hold against the Indiana Indians. It's going to be a hold on the offensive line, and it looks like Jason Strack is struggling out there. He appears to be in some pain. He's gutting it out, though. Does not want to come off the field. Absolutely wants to stay out there, wants to lead this team.
As this game's winding to a close here, let's give one last shout-out to our sponsors, Steffi Country Catering, the best catering around. Use them for anything.
Steiner Sacco Law.
Steiner Sacco Law.
Find them in Katanning, Pennsylvania. Quick Google search or give them a call. Steiner Sacco Law for all your legal needs.
And as well, River Forest
Golf Club.
Club.
River Forest Country Club down in Freeport, Pennsylvania, next to the river. Great drinks, great golf, great food. Stop in. Third down here for Indiana. Third down and goal from about the 25-yard line. Kason Barker. Pass was intended for Trayvon Joseph, but really tight coverage by Kason Barker. A lot of hand fighting out there on both sides. I love it. Good no call by the officials. Very tight coverage by Barker. Impressive performance by this Freeport defense tonight. Fourth down, ball spotted at the 24-yard line. Goal to go for it is fourth down and 24, so they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. And that ball is tipped and intercepted. Intercepted, number 13, Madden Wisniewski, tipped and intercepted. Troutman forced the throw. He had pressure on the play. He was in the quarterback, Jason Strack's face, and the ball was tipped, and a beautiful athletic play made by Madden Wisniewski to get the interception and keep that shutout alive. 1:14 on the clock, and I think we're going to see quite a few underclassmen take the field here with 1:14, get their first opportunity, get their first snaps. Yep, we've got Luke Sellinger in there at quarterback. Victory formation for the Yellowjackets. 28-0 is your score, and that's going to be your final, pending some really crazy stuff here, because the victory formation is out. Luke Sellinger taking a knee for the Yellowjackets. I can't thank you all enough that tuned in tonight to watch the Yellowjackets and the Indiana Indians bring us our first Friday night lights action here at Freeport Athletic Stadium as the clock winds. One more knee is all we're going to need to put a wrap on this one. Jackson, who's your player of the game tonight?
I think I think first half I stuck with my usual pick. I think it's a steady pick, Wade Patoshnak. I think that has completely changed. Well, not completely, but I think there has been a shift in that dynamic now, and I think I'm going to give that to Mickey Glenn for his second half runs, those kick returns, those punt returns,
multiple touchdowns. I was leaning towards Glenn in the second half because of what what I saw. But you're right about the performance of Wade Patoshnak tonight. Wade, multiple sacks, tackles for loss. He certainly was a catalyst to that offense, being out there with Cole Troutman, driving that left side of the offensive line. Huge people mover. So let's do a co-players of the game tonight. We're going to go Amos Glenn, our offensive player of the game. And our defensive player of the game, we're going to give to big Wade Patoshnak. Thanks again for tuning in for this Friday Night Lights edition of High Top Sports with the Freeport Yellowjackets. We'll have you next week, 7 p.m., same place, Freeport Athletic Stadium. Yellowjackets take on Derry, a game where we're trying to get revenge for a loss at Derry last season. And we certainly wish these Indiana Indians the best of luck in the upcoming football season. We're glad that they were on the right end of the scoreboard tonight for our Jacket fans, but we certainly wish those Indians a lot of success in the upcoming season. We're going to be excited to watch this Yellow Jacket team as they progress and try to make another playoff berth and deep playoff run. So thanks again for tuning in. I'm Bob Booterbaugh with Jackson Booterbaugh. We're saying goodnight from Freeport Athletic Stadium and from High Top Sports.